into our hips nice and deep. Just because with all this stuff that's going on, perhaps we're staying a little bit more stagnant than usual. Maybe we're seated a lot more than we normally are. And I've been feeling the need personally to dive into my hips. So here's a little nice juicy hip flow for you all this morning. And just to preface our practice together today, if there's anything that gets too intense, if you need a break, please honor yourself. Please let yourself take that rest. Maybe you come into a child's pose, maybe you come into happy baby, maybe you just come into your easy seat and let your breath come back into your body. And if anything is really intense as we delve into the space of your hips and lower back, if it helps you, you can take a nice deep in-breath through your nose. And as you exhale, you can sigh out the mouth, releasing your jaw. And that physically helps to release our hips. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to begin with a little meditation. So you're more than welcome to start in your easy seat, one ankle stacked in front of the other. Perhaps you bring either a meditation seat underneath your bottom or a block, a book, anything like that. Maybe you come up onto your knees and sit back onto your heels, or bring a block between the legs to do so, or bring yourself onto your back body. Just be sure that you're truly comfortable within your easy seat so that you aren't distracted within your mind. And whenever you arrive in your comfortable seat, I invite you to take a moment to soften your eyelids. Take a few moments to breathe deeply in and out of your body. Inhaling through your nose, letting your abdomen and chest fill to completion. And as you exhale, sigh out your mouth, releasing your jaw, your shoulders, your elbows, and any tension you might be holding on to within your body. And I invite you to do that with me 2 more times. Shoulders to roll back, your spine to elongate as you reach the very crown of your head up towards the heavens. Perhaps your left hand is softened upon your knee or your lap, either facing down for a deeper self-reflection, or perhaps your left palm can face up towards the heavens, opening up the energetic tethers between you and the Great Spirit above. And I invite you to draw your right hand in front of your face. Your pointer and middle finger can either come to the space between your brows, or they can tuck into your palm, whichever is most comfortable for you. And this will allow your thumb to be available to plug your right nostril, and your ring and pinky finger of your right hand available to plug your left. Begin by taking a nice deep in-breath through both nostrils here. And then plug your right, exhale out your left. Inhale through your left. Plug and exhale right. Inhale right. Plug and exhale left. Inhale left. Plug, exhale right. alternate nostril breathing for this practice allows us to balance two of our main energetic lines that align or intersect along our central energy line, our Sushumna Nadi. So what we're doing is balancing the Ida and the Pingala Nadis that intersect and create our chakras along our main energy points, or energetic points. So as you continue this breath, just taking as deep and complete inhales and exhales as you possibly can. On your next out breath that pours out of your right nostril, allow your right hand to soften back to where it's most comfortable. And allow yourself to melt into your meditative space. And as we practice together today, I invite you truly to take this space of witness of what is moving through your mind, of what is moving through your body, and of what is bubbling up within you at each moment of this practice. And as you take that space of witness, just choosing actively in each moment not to judge yourself, not to let yourself become frustrated with whatever thoughts or sensations may be bubbling up, but to take that space of watching with your capital S self, your highest version of yourself, just watching the lower SK self, or what we call the ego, moving through us as we practice. So take a few moments here to deepen your breath, swaying the breath only in and out through your nostrils. And as you do so, inhaling deeply, letting it fill your chest, and then spilling into your abdomen, letting your abdomen rise completely with breath. And then as you exhale, imagine drawing your belly button all the way back to your spine and releasing every last drop of breath in which you brought inwards. Inhaling completely and exhaling to deflate fully. As we begin to dive into the space of movement within us, if there's anything that goes against what honors your body, feel free to draw yourself into a space that does. And on your next in-breath, begin to walk your fingertips out towards the sides of the room upon the earth. And as you exhale, release your chin towards your chest. On an in-breath, slowly sweep right ear over towards right shoulder. As you exhale, circle your shoulder blades back and down your spine, opening up a little bit deeper through the left-hand side of your neck. You have the option to stay here. On your next in-breath, sweep your right arm up on top of your head towards your left ear. And as you exhale, perhaps you simply soften your shoulders or rock your chin down and in inch or two. On an in-breath, perhaps you rock your chin back and up, gazing slightly towards the sky. And as you exhale, release your right hand from your head back to the earth and soften slowly towards your chest. Inhale, left ear towards left shoulder. As you exhale, pour your shoulder blades back and down, elongating a bit deeper through the right hand side of your neck. And perhaps you stay here. Inhale, sweep your left hand up on top of your head towards your right ear. On an out breath, either soften your shoulders and melt here, or rock your chin down and in a few inches. And on an in-breath, rock your chin back and up, gazing slightly towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, release your hand back to the earth and soften your chin in towards your chest. Now on your next in-breath, lengthen through the crown of your head. What we're going to do here is sweep our hands behind us, fingertips face away. Inhale, roll the shoulders back as you peel your clavicles open, press equally into your palms, elongating your gaze diagonally upwards. As you exhale, cup your hands onto your knees, dome belly button towards spine, chin towards chest, opening the space between the shoulder blades. And taking that again, inhale, fingertips come behind us, peel your shoulder blades together as you elongate your sternum upwards. Exhale, hands come onto knees, dome belly button towards spine, chin towards chest. And on your next in-breath, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Bring your hands to lace in front of your face. As you exhale, press your palms away. Dome belly button towards spine, chin towards chest. Let shoulders be soft. On your in-breath, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Your palms look upwards. Exhale, release and clasp your hands behind your lower back. On an in-breath, roll your shoulders back, press your knuckles back and down, peeling your heart back open. As you exhale, hinge at your hips, releasing your forehead towards the earth, fist upwards as much as your body allows. On an in-breath, slowly lift yourself up, release your clasp, palms reach up towards the sky. As you exhale, release your hands towards your heart center. And then allow your right leg to extend straight out in front of you. Left foot comes to your inner right thigh, flexing the right foot. Inhale, grow long through your obliques or side bodies. As you exhale, press your left knee down, hinge at your hips, and release your hands with gravity. Maybe they're here upon the earth, your shin, perhaps your toes. If you need more space, perhaps you grab a block or a book and place it at the bottom of your foot and wrap your hands around that. But wherever you are here, on an in-breath, elongate through your spine, roll the shoulders back and down towards your tailbone. And as you exhale, slowly soften over your right leg. On an in-breath, grow long, slingshotting your heart towards your toes. As you exhale, perhaps you soften a little bit deeper. On your next in-breath, slowly roll yourself on up. As you exhale, you're going to squeeze your right knee in towards your chest, shifting your weight a little bit over on towards your left hip. Now maybe you stay here just hugging your right shin in. Option 2, lace your hands behind your calf, or option 3, lace your fingers at the bottom of your right foot. And on an in-breath, begin to ground down through both hips, and perhaps you extend your right leg slightly. Maybe it stays bent. Maybe you inhale and fully extend your right leg. Option on an out breath to bend your elbows to draw your closed toes closer, towards your face. And on an out breath, slowly bend your right leg. Either draw your left hand to the pinky toe side of your right foot and right hand to the right knee. Maybe you stay here, flexing the right foot to ensure the knee stays safe and hugging your shin in. Option 2, lace your forearms underneath your right shin. Give yourself a little wave. Option 3, draw your left elbow around the pad of your right foot and inner right elbow around your right knee. Now from here, as you roll your shoulders back, inhale, elongate your sternum towards your right shin. As you exhale, maybe you give it a little bit of a tighter squeeze. And you also have the option to lean over to your left side and give yourself a little rock within your shin baby. It's up to you. Whatever honors and nourishes your body best. And just carrying your deep, full breaths in and out of your body. And if there's tightness within the piriformis of your outer right hip, feel free to draw the breath there. On your next in-breath, option 1, take your right hand and draw it underneath your right calf. Option 2, draw your right hand to the pinky toe side of your right foot and left arm out. On an inhale, begin to extend your right leg open to the side, maybe a little, maybe a lot. And as you exhale, imagine reaching your right foot back towards the wall behind you. Now on an in-breath with control, slowly release, suspending your right foot carefully down to the earth. Now grounding down into both hips. Squeeze your left foot in towards your groin and externally rotate your right leg as it's open to the side. On an in-breath, grow long once again through your side bodies. As you exhale, soften your right hand and reach your left arm towards your right toes. On your in-breath, elongate through your side bodies. As you exhale, perhaps you stay here if this is as much depth as you need. Or on an exhale, press into your right hand, spiral your left shoulder back, gazing underneath the left arm. And on your in-breath, elongate your left fingertips towards your right toes. As you exhale, you have the option to spiral your heart open. On an in-breath, slowly lengthen yourself up. As you exhale, slide your right leg back in front of you. Draw your left foot either to the earth, knee pointing up. Option 2, cross your left foot up and over your right. Option 3, lean over towards your right hand side. Bend your right leg in towards your left hip and make sure that your left foot is planted to the earth. Both hips are firmly grounded. On an in-breath, reach your left hand behind you. Right arm elongates up. As you exhale, try to suction your left knee in towards your chest and slowly melt into a spinal twist, or Ardha Matsyendrasana. Excuse me. On your in-breath, imagine that you're pressing only into your back fingertips, elongating your shoulders completely over your hips. As you exhale, perhaps you pour your gaze to the wall straight ahead of you, or perhaps you melt your gaze over your left shoulder if that nourishes your body. Take another few rounds of breath here. Inhale, expand completely with breath. Exhale, melt belly button towards spine. Perhaps you press your right arm into your left thigh deeper. And on an in-breath, allow yourself to slowly circle back in the center, elongating your arms upwards. As you exhale, release your hands to your heart and extend your left leg straight out. Right foot to your inner left thigh. Now rock your left hip back slightly as you flex your left toes. Inhale, grow long. As you exhale, surrender your heart space forward. Once again, releasing over your left leg, only as deeply as you need. Your hands can be placed wherever they're cozy for you. And as you melt into any forward bending posture in a seated position, if you'd like more depth, you can inhale, traction your hands in towards you, either by pressing them into the earth, into your shin, or onto your toes. And on your in-breath, you can roll your shoulders back and down your spine and elongate like a wave rippling through the ocean. Your heart reaching towards your toes as you exhale. Perhaps you hinge a little bit deeper over your left leg. And allow yourself to just melt here for a few more rounds of breath. On an in-breath, slowly roll yourself up up vertebra by vertebra. As you exhale, squeeze your left knee in towards your chest. Maybe your hands come around your calf just like this. Maybe it's a different way that nourishes you. Now you can stay here. Option 2, take your hands and lace them behind your left calf. Option 3, lace them over the pad of your left foot. Option 4, begin to extend your left leg with both hips firmly planted, shoulders rolling back and down the spine. On an inhale, perhaps you elongate through the left leg. As you exhale, you have the option to perhaps bend the elbows or extend your left leg a little bit more to open up deeper through your hamstring. And on your next out breath, slowly bend your left leg and either draw your right hand around the pinky toe side of your left foot, left hand around your left knee. Option 2, draw your forearms underneath your left shin. Option 4, wrap your inner right elbow around the pad of your left foot and inner left elbow around your left knee. Now either grounding through both hips here, or perhaps leaning over to the right to shake a little bit, opening through the outer left hip if that serves you, or staying in stillness, but wherever you are. Once again, think about peeling the shoulders back and down the spine and opening your heart towards your left shin as you hug it inwards in your little shin baby. As you exhale, perhaps you squeeze your left leg in a little bit deeper. And you have the option to stay here, or inhale, take your left hand underneath your left shin, or option 2, left hand comes to the pinky toe side of the left foot. As you exhale, extend your right arm out, and inhale, begin to elongate your left leg open towards the left hand side, maybe extend. Maybe you inhale and fully extend, and on your out breath, perhaps you pull it back as if you're flattening like a pancake on the earth. And on your next out breath, slowly with control, suspend it down to the earth. Now squeezing your right foot in and grounding through your sit bones. Inhale, elongate up. As you exhale, pour your left hand to the earth where it's comfortable, right arm overhead. And as you're here, keep your right shoulder in its socket. And perhaps you melt into this beautiful openness within the right oblique. If you need more depth, as you exhale, press into your left hand to spiral your right shoulder back, gazing underneath your right arm. And on your in-breath, perhaps you elongate your right fingertips towards your left toes. Exhale, option to spiral your heart towards the sky. On an in-breath, slowly allow yourself to raise back up. And as you exhale, slide your left foot out in front of you once again. Inhale, pad of right foot comes to the earth, right knee looks up. Option 2, cross your right foot up and over your left, planting it to the earth. Option 3, lean over to the left-hand side, bend your left foot in towards your right hip and ground through both hips. Make sure your right foot is still grounded to the earth to protect your lower back. Now on an in-breath, sweep your right fingertips just behind your tailbone on its very fingertips as if there's a little cupcake underneath your hands. And elongate your left arm up. As you exhale, try to squeeze your right knee in and cross your right arm over your left thigh, coming into Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes pose. On your in-breath, grow long. As you exhale, perhaps you twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, option to spiral, pouring your gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale, allow yourself to soften back into center, arms reach up. And as you exhale, melt your hands to your heart. If you need to shake your legs out a little bit, go ahead and do so. And for the time being, we're going to invite some fire into our bodies. So I'm going to invite us to come into a boat pose or Savasana. I'm going to give you a few options just in case. So option 1, you can draw your fingertips behind you, facing your bottom and lower down onto your elbows so that shoulders are over them. And then you squeeze your knees together, glue your big toe mounds together. On an in-breath, you extend your legs to hover over the earth. As you exhale, you squeeze your knees back in, kneecaps parallel to the mat. Option 2, you can come up onto your palms, and as you inhale, you can extend and lower to the forearms. Exhale, squeeze belly button towards spine, knees back in, lifting back up. Option 3, legs can either be bent or straight here with no hands down. On your in-breath, perhaps you extend. Exhale, squeeze it in. So whichever variation serves you, just focus on rolling the shoulders back, shining your sternum. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, melt the knees in towards the chest. And allow your breath to be full here, taking as much time as you can. One last one, you got it. Cupping the hands behind the thighs, if that nourishes you, roll the shoulders back, elongate your heart for a moment. And on your next out breath, slowly release your feet either to cross and move them underneath you or sweep them behind you, coming into your tabletop. And as you do so, spread your fingertips as wide as can be, planting them onto the earth. Stack shoulders completely over wrists and hips over knees, and make sure your knees are hips distance apart. Tuck your toes under. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, traction the hands in towards the knees, shine your heart forward. Exhale, press into the tops of the shins, knees, feet, and hands as you dome belly button towards spine, chin to chest. Inhale, tuck the toes under, roll the shoulders back, elongate your heart space forward, squeezing shoulders and hips together. Exhale, elongate the space between the crown of your head and your tailbone, opening deeply between your shoulder blades. And allow yourself to take a few rounds of breath, really just melting here into the spine. If you need to take any other movements or motions in order to do so, allow yourself to dive into your body, listening to your needs and having them met here. And allow yourself to just release into your cat and cow for a few more rounds of breath. And as you soften, we're going to take an inhale and draw ourselves back into a neutral tabletop, which means elongating our tailbones down towards the earth, drawing belly button towards spine, and pressing into the hands to become buoyant within your chest. Now you're going to draw your left knee in towards the center of your mat, and you're going to inhale, extend your right leg out. As you exhale, you're going to slowly bend your right knee in towards your nose, press into your palms, dome belly button towards spine, chin to chest. Inhale, elongate your right leg straight out. As you exhale, rotate your right foot towards the right hand side. Option 1, you can either bend the right knee in towards the right elbow or hold it. Inhale, option 2, elongate your right leg open towards the right hand side of the room. As you exhale, bend your right leg. Inhale, extend it towards the back of the room. Rotate your right toes to look down at the earth. As you exhale, bend your right knee in towards your nose, doming belly button towards spine. This time, keep your right knee bent. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. Press the pad of your right foot towards the earth. Traction hands towards left knee. Exhale, squeeze your right knee back in towards your nose. Inhale, elongate it straight back. Option to stay here. Option to engage the arms and bend the elbows, squeezing them in towards your side bodies, lowering your forehead towards the earth. Inhale, lengthen through the elbows. Exhale, option to bend your right knee back in towards your nose, chin to chest. Inhale, elongate it back. Exhale, option to draw your right toes towards the right hand side and bend it in towards the right side body. Inhale, perhaps you stay here or elongate your right leg open. Exhale, bend it. Inhale, extend it straight back. As you exhale, draw your right knee in towards your nose, belly button towards back body. Inhale, engage your right glute, roll your shoulders back, squeeze your right foot towards the sky, traction hands towards knees. Exhale, squeeze right knee back in towards the nose. Inhale, elongate it straight back. Option for a little chaturanga push-up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, press. And one more time, you got it. Exhale, squeeze your right knee in towards your nose as tight as can be. Inhale, lengthen it out. This time as you exhale, rotate your right foot towards the right hand side. Bend the right knee in, squeezing it in tightly. On your in-breath, try to extend your right leg towards the right hand side. Maybe you stay here. On an in-breath, perhaps you lift it a little bit higher. And as you exhale, soften your right foot down. Now, from here, you can stay. Or what you can do is slide your right foot out a little bit deeper and walk your hands with you. Perhaps you pivot your left foot to move slightly more towards the right hand side of your mat. And as you exhale, you can stay lifted if this is deep enough. Option 2, lower your hips towards your left heel. And option 3, reach your hands or forearms forward, releasing your heart towards the earth. Now, if this needs to go deeper for your body, you can slide your right foot out. You can press the pad of your right foot to the earth, or you can even walk your right toes forward. But as you're here, just release your forehead as deeply as you can. Try to stay soft through your shoulders. Just melt into the breath as you dive into that space of the witness of the capital S self, or as the capital S self, excuse me. And on an in-breath, slowly walk your hands back underneath you, lifting your hips up slightly. Slide your right foot back in a little bit. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Now from here, I'm going to have you inhale, pivot your left foot towards the back of the room, lift up onto your left knee as your right leg is out. Now, on an in-breath, you're going to pivot your right toes to reach towards the right-hand side of the room. Keep your shoulders soft, and as you exhale, bend your right leg. If you need to slide it in a little bit, you can. We're coming into a mini warrior 2. From here, press your left knee and right pad of the foot into the earth. Try to traction them in towards one another, elongating upwards. As you exhale, bend your right knee a little bit deeper, opening through the inner left hip. On an in-breath, extend through the right leg, pivot your right toes back towards the earth. Exhale, soften your right hand above or below right knee. Left arm reaches over towards the left-hand side of the room, gate pose. On an in-breath, perhaps you lift up through center. As you exhale, option to soften your left hand, either to a block of the earth, right arm towards the sky. Now on an in-breath, perhaps you engage your center, lift your right leg to become parallel to the earth or your mat. And maybe you stay here. Or as you exhale, perhaps you bend your right leg and sweep your right hand behind, trying to grab the pinky toe side of the foot. On an in-breath, you can stay here, or perhaps you press the top of your right foot into your right hand, opening up through the right shoulder. And carefully and with control, inhale, extend your right leg, straight back, right arm up. Exhale, soften your right foot down. Inhale, spring yourself on up. And as you exhale, release with control your hands underneath your shoulders. On an in-breath, you're going to engage your right leg up off the earth. And as you exhale, sweep it towards the back of the room or mat. Now as you exhale, you're going to squeeze your right knee in towards your nose. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, press the pad of your right foot towards the earth, traction hands in towards the knee. Exhale, squeeze your right knee back in towards your nose. Inhale, elongate your right leg straight back. And exhale, soften it down. Now from here, on an in-breath, press your left hand into the earth. Inhale, reach your right arm up. As you exhale, circle your right arm towards the back of the room, down towards the mat, and then inhale, reaching on the tented fingertips at the top of your mat. As you exhale, you're going to continue walking your right fingertips forward as you bend your towards your left hand here. Just melting into your right oblique. And on an in breath with control, press into the left hand, engage your center. Exhale, plant your right hand down. One round of your cat and cow and neutralize your spine here. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, traction hands in towards the knees. Exhale, slightly engage your knees in towards one another as you press firmly into the earth. Inhale, back into a neutral spine. And from here, we are going to draw our right knee in towards the center of our mat. Left leg extends out. Now, as you exhale, begin by drawing your left knee in towards your nose, pressing into your palms, suctioning belly button towards spine. Inhale, elongate it straight back. As you exhale, rotate your left toes towards the left-hand side. Bend your left knee in. Optional hold here, or inhale, extend the left leg out. As you exhale, bend your left knee. Inhale, extend it straight back. Rotate your left toes to look at the earth. Exhale, squeeze your left knee in towards your nose, belly button towards spine. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, traction the hands in towards your right knee, pressing the pad of your left foot towards the earth, engage left glute. Exhale, squeeze it in as tightly as can be to your nose. Inhale, we lengthen it back. And as you exhale, you bend your elbows, squeezing them in towards your side bodies, lowering your nose towards the mat. Inhale, engage the arms and extend. Option to take that 2 more times. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen it back. Exhale, rotate your left toes towards the left-hand side. Bend your left knee in. Option to stay here. Or inhale, extend your left leg. Exhale, bend your left leg. Inhale, extend it back. Rotate your toes to look at the earth. Exhale, bend your left knee in towards your nose, opening the back body. Inhale, shoot the pad of your left foot towards the sky, peeling your heart forward. Exhale, squeeze it back in towards your nose. Inhale, lengthen it on back. As you exhale, bend your elbows, lower your nose towards the earth. Inhale, extend. As you exhale, option to take it one last time, knee to nose. Inhale, back we go. Exhale, toes look towards the left-hand side as you bend it in. This time on an in-breath, you extend and maybe you hold. Option to inhale in, lift your left leg. Exhale, soften it down. Now you can stay here if this is enough depth for your hips. Or exhale and slide your left foot out towards the left-hand side of the room. Pivot your right toes to become more towards the left-hand side of your mat. As you exhale, option to sit back onto your right heel. Maybe you lower to your forearms. Maybe you extend your arms and reach your heart towards the earth. Hoping to feel the stretch within your inner hips and possibly outer, depending on where you are today. And if you need more depth, maybe you slide your left foot out a little bit more. Maybe you plant the pad of your foot to the earth, or even slide your left toes forward to bring the stretch more into the hamstring of your left leg. But wherever you need to be, allow yourself to just drip your heart towards the mat. And inhale, slowly walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Press into your palms, suction your left leg back in towards you. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Reach your right toes to look towards the back of the mat. And then from here, you're going to inhale, engage your core, lift up to center. As you exhale, pivot your left toes to look towards the left-hand side of the room. And you're going to slowly bend your left leg. If you need to scoot it in a little bit, go ahead. But from here, press into your right knee and the pad of your left foot. Try to squeeze them in towards one another. A nice little isometric contraction here. As you exhale, try to bend a little bit deeper into your left leg, peeling open your inner right hip. On an in-breath, extend through your left leg, pivot your left toes back towards the front of the room. Exhale, soften left hand above or below left knee. Right arm reaches towards the left toes. On an in-breath, lift up through center. As you exhale, option to soften your right hand to the earth or a block underneath the right shoulder. Perhaps you stay here. Option 2, inhale, engage your core. Lift your left leg to hover off the earth, a mini Ardha Chandrasana. As you exhale, perhaps you stay here or bend your right knee, drawing your right hand, bend your left knee and draw your left hand to the pinky toe side of your left foot. On an in-breath, perhaps you press the top of your left foot into your left hand, opening up a little bit deeper. With control, inhale, extend your left leg back, left arm up. Exhale, soften your left foot down. Inhale, with control, lift yourself on up. As you exhale, soften your hands back to the earth. Inhale, press into the hands, engage through your center, lift your left leg up to hover. Exhale, sweep your left leg straight on back. Now from here, exhale, squeeze your left knee in towards your nose as tight as can be. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, traction hands in towards you as you press the pad of your left foot towards the sky, tiger pose. Exhale, squeeze your left knee in towards your nose. Inhale, elongate it straight back. As you exhale, plant your left knee back to the earth. Right hand plants underneath right shoulder. Inhale, elongate your left arm up. As you exhale, circle your left arm towards the back of the room, down towards the earth, and then towards the top of your mat. As you exhale, continue walking your left fingertips forward, bending your right elbow, softening your left side body towards the earth as your gaze reaches towards your right hand. On an in-breath, press into your palms, slowly suction yourself back. And you have the option to take a round of cat and cow, or whenever you're ready, you can tuck your toes under right from your tabletop and exhale, shift your hips up and back into your downward facing dog. Make sure your heels are either straight behind your toes or heels are slightly pivoted towards the outer corners of the mat. Now maybe you stay here. Maybe you walk out your dog, shifting your weight from side to side. Perhaps you bend your knees and rock your hips from one side to the other, and really just play around in your own way in which nourishes your body. And as you do this, try to roll your shoulder blades in towards your armpits. Allow your ears to be in between your biceps and your gaze to either be between your heels or towards your belly button. And as you engage your arms pressing into the earth as if your hands are sliding away from you, really just feel that strength surging through your entire body. Maybe it's not the easiest, but just breathe into it and notice what's bubbling in your mind. And whenever you're ready, on an out breath, slowly soften your heels down towards the earth, fully melting into Adho Mukha Svanasana or downward facing dog. On an in breath, I invite you to step your feet together at the back of your mat, lift onto your tippy toes, draw your gaze between your thumbs, and as you exhale, bend your knees, either walk or float yourself forward into Uttanasana, your forward fold. Perhaps you take a few moments here, either feet hips distance or big toe mounds glued together. Your hands can either release down towards the earth, maybe they take opposite elbows and you sway from side to side in ragdoll pose. Or, if you're looking for a little bit more openness through the upper back and neck, your hands can either plant down to the earth, or perhaps you bring them to blocks if you have them at home, or books, whatever you need. On your in-breath, roll your shoulders back, imagine tractioning your hands in towards you like a half lift. As you exhale, press your hands into the earth, dome, chin towards chest, as you splay your elbows open towards the sides of the room. Inhale, elongate your heart towards towards the earth. Exhale, perhaps you soften your chin in towards your chest, opening between the shoulder blades a little bit deeper. And on an in-breath, deeply bend your knees. Begin to roll up vertebra by vertebra, sweeping your arms out and up towards the sky as palms meet. Exhale, soften your hands to your heart center. And I invite you to roll your shoulders back and down. Draw your hands to your sternum, letting your thumbs just drip into that space as perhaps you close your eyes. And engaging your entire body here, elongate your tailbone towards the earth. Draw your belly button towards your back body and imagine drawing your front ribs in towards one another here. And we're going to take it into our Surya Namaskar. On an in-breath, reach your arms up. As you exhale, open your arms and reverse swan dive over your legs into Uttanasana. On an in-breath, roll your shoulders back, elongate your heart. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release into your forward fold, Uttanasana. On an in-breath, bend your knees, plant your palms, step it back into a plank pose. As you exhale, you can either press into the balls of the feet so that your shoulders shift over your hands, or your fingertips or knees can release to the earth, and squeeze elbows in towards your side body all the way down. On your in-breath, press into the big toes, roll your shoulders back, squeeze your elbows in like little cricket legs to shine your heart forward. As you exhale, release your heart space back to the earth. Inhale, engage through your center, press into your palms, lift through your tabletop, and as you exhale, tuck your toes and shift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Make sure that your shoulder blades are in towards your armpits. Now on your in-breath, step your feet together, lift up onto your tippy toes, draw your gaze between your thumbs. Exhale, bend your knees and either walk or float yourself forward into Uttanasana, forward fold. Now from here, inhale, lengthen up, pull the shoulder blades back towards the tailbone, open the heart. Exhale, release yourself over your legs. On an in-breath, deeply bend your knees, sweep your arms out and up, drawing your gaze towards the sky, palms meet. As you exhale, soften your hands to your heart center. Inhale, roll your shoulders back and down, open your palms down by your side bodies, coming into Tadasana. And from here, we're going to take it a little bit deeper, so take it at your own pace and your own level. On an in-breath, we're going to simply bend our knees, shift our hips towards the back as if we're coming into a chair, an imaginary chair. And your hands can stay reaching in line with the ears, or as you exhale, your hands can come to heart center. On an out breath, reach your tailbone down, belly button towards back body. Maybe you sink your weight more towards your heels, lifting your toes up off the earth. Utkatasana. On an out breath, slowly release your legs to extend and pour the crown of your head towards your mat. On an in-breath, roll your shoulders back, lengthen, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release your head back towards the earth, plant your palms, bend your knees, and either step back into your plank or float it right into your chaturanga, melting to the earth. On your in-breath, roll your shoulders back, shine your heart. If you'd rather upward facing, you're more than welcome to meet there. Exhale, soften your heart space. Inhale, engage through your lower abdomen so that you keep your sacrum safe. And lift through your tabletop. Exhale, tuck your toes under. Shift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now you have the option to stay here. Option 2. Step your feet together at the back of your mat and lift your right leg up towards the sky. Pressing your right leg up so that your right hip stacks on top of your left. Try to press into your right hand a little bit deeper to keep your shoulders squared. Now as you do this, you can stay here. As you exhale, perhaps you bend your right knee, reaching your right toes towards the left-hand side. Inhale, extend your right leg. Exhale, option to bend it once again. Inhale, extend. Maybe you melt here. As you exhale, slowly rotate your right toes down towards the earth. Bend your right elbow right knee in towards the right elbow, body forward to a plank. Inhale, extend your right leg back up. As you exhale, perhaps you rotate your hips to become squared and draw your right knee in towards your nose, belly button towards spine. Inhale, extend your right leg back up, hips stacked. As you exhale, perhaps you draw your right knee towards your left elbow, body forward to a plank. Inhale, shoot it back up. As you exhale, slowly squeeze your right knee in towards your nose. Step your right foot to the earth, underneath your right shoulder. Your back knee is going to be lifted. Now, left hand can plant either to the earth or a block. Maybe you bring the earth to you. Now, option one, right hand on top of right thigh. And as you exhale, press into your right thigh to spiral your right shoulder on top of your left. Option two, inhale, elongate your right arm up towards the sky. And as you exhale, perhaps you circle your right arm behind your lower back, reaching to your outer left hip. Consciously draw your right hip back, left hip forward. And as you exhale, maybe you melt your hips a little bit deeper. Good job, everyone. You're doing great. On your in-breath, reach your right arm up. As you exhale, circle it towards the back of the room and down, then lower your back knee. Inhale, heel toe your right foot all the way towards the right edge of your mat so that you can draw your hands underneath your shoulders. Now, on an in-breath, you're going to tuck your left toes under, lift your left knee off. Maybe your hands are underneath your shoulders and you stay here. If you need to keep your back knee down, so be it. But if you're with me, as you exhale, perhaps you stay lifted or shine your inner elbows towards the front of the room. Bend your elbows like a little chaturanga push-up and then inhale, extend. As you exhale, perhaps you take that again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, perhaps you go a little bit deeper. Inhale, lift, and as you exhale, heel toe your right foot back underneath your right shoulder. Lower your left knee. Toes can stay tucked or come to the top of the foot. Press both feet into the earth. Isometrically pull them in towards one another and inhale, either reach your arms up. Perhaps they reach onto your right thigh. Perhaps there are blocks underneath the shoulders, whatever it is you need. Now, as you're here, you can either stay lifted or as you exhale, release your hands to clasp behind your lower back. On an in-breath, you pull your feet in towards one another. Draw right hip back, left hip forward. Exhale, soften your hips. Option to stay or inhale, press your knuckles back and down, peeling open deeper through your left psoas. And as you exhale, slowly release your hands back to the earth. Now from here, tuck your left toes under. Inhale, lift your left knee off. And as you exhale, spiral your left foot down to become parallel with the short edge of the mat and cartwheel your arms open. As you do so, stay soft through the shoulders. Your gaze is over your right middle finger here. As you exhale, focus on elongating your tailbone down and drawing your belly button towards your spine. Right knee over right ankle, hiding your baby toes from view. Heel to arch alignment. And breathe into Mahavira or Warrior 2. And on an in-breath, slowly, option to sweep the right palm up towards the sky, left hand above or below left knee, right arm reaches back. As you exhale, cartwheel your right elbow to your right knee, sweep your left hand down towards the earth, and then lift it towards the front of the room or up towards the sky. Think about pressing your right elbow into your right thigh to spiral your right rib cage upwards. Option to inhale and take it back into your reverse warrior. Once again, sweeping your right arm towards the back of the room, left arm above or below left knee. Exhale, option to either bring your right elbow to your right knee, left arm up, or if you would like, on an out breath, using engagement in your core, really pull your feet in towards one another. Soften your left hand behind your lower back, reaching for your inner right thigh. Engaging your line with your right ear. And slowly releasing on an in-breath, extend through your right leg. As you exhale, pivot your right toes to become parallel with your left. And draw your hands to your hips. Draw a micro bend into your knees. Inhale, lengthen your heart. As you exhale, hinge at your hips, releasing your hands to the space between your feet, or perhaps underneath the shoulders. But if it's possible, you can always draw your hands in the same line as your toes. And as you exhale, perhaps you bend your elbows, drawing the very crown of your head towards the earth or onto it. And take some time to simply breathe here. Gluing the four corners of your feet down. Think about melting the weight towards the balls of the feet, as if you could lift your hips up to float. And on an in-breath, slowly walk your hands out underneath your shoulders. As you exhale, you're going to pivot your toes back towards the front of the room. Draw your hands to frame your right foot. Now you have the option to stay here in a lunge. Option 2, taking it a little bit deeper. On an in-breath, perhaps you shoot your right foot out towards the back of the room and then lower it down. As you exhale, perhaps you pivot both heels towards the left-hand side of the room, bringing your weight onto your left arm, right arm up, feet either staggered in your side plank or stacked. On an in-breath, perhaps you draw your right knee up into a little tree pose. Engaging through your center, perhaps you inhale, cinching your right knee up and lift it up towards the sky. As you exhale, you have the option to step your right foot back behind you. Inhale, traction the feet in towards one another, peel the hips up, open your heart into your wild thing. On an in-breath, slowly engage through your center, lift your right arm back up, step your right foot into your side plank. Exhale, lower your right hand. Stay lifted for an in-breath. And as you exhale, lower either chaturanga to the earth or to upward facing. And as you exhale, you can either lower your heart down if you're in Bhujangasana and move through tabletop to down dog, or just meet here after your upward facing. And for a moment, as you exhale, lift up onto your tippy toes, lower your knees, draw your big toes together, and sit it back into your child's pose, just giving yourself a little break. Letting the breath seep into your body, letting it come into any spaces of tension or tightness. We're going to go ahead and tackle the opposite side. So inhale, traction the hands in towards you, lift up to your tabletop. Exhale, tuck your toes under, shift your hips up and back. On an in-breath, step your feet together at the back of your mat. Lift your left leg up, trying to stack your left hip on top of your right. Press into your left hand to square your shoulders towards your right ankle, And as you exhale, perhaps you bend your left knee, reaching your left toes towards the right-hand side of the room. On an in-breath, perhaps you extend it back up. Exhale, option to bend it once again. Inhale, lengthen it up, and as you exhale, you can stay here or rotate your left toes to look at the earth, squaring off your hips. Bend your left knee in towards your left elbow, draw your body forward to a high plank. Inhale, extend your left leg straight up. Exhale, bend your left knee in towards your nose, dome, belly button towards spine, chin to chest. Inhale, lengthen it back up. Exhale, square your hips. Bend your left knee towards your right elbow, body forward to a plank. Inhale, back up we go. This time as you exhale, bend your left knee, draw your nose towards the knee, and step your left foot between your hands or get it there any which way. Now as you're here, try to ground down, melting your hips towards the earth. Both sides of your toes look forward. Right hand can either plant to the earth or bring the earth to you. Now, Slightly draw your left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale, left hand can either plant to the top of the left thigh, spiraling your gaze open towards the sky, or inhale, left arm reaches up. Option for your exhale to draw your left hand behind your lower back towards your outer right hip. On an in-breath, reach your left arm up. As you exhale, circle it towards the back of the room and down, and lower your right knee. Inhale, heel toe your left foot all the way towards the left edge of your mat, giving yourself enough space for your chest and hands underneath your shoulders. So, from here, you can stay lifted, shining your heart, or inhale, tuck your right toes under, lift your right knee off. Now maybe your hands are planted, maybe they're on blocks, but wherever you are, you can stay. Or as you exhale, eyes and elbows look forward, bend your elbows as you lower your chest like a little lizard, chaturanga push-up. Inhale, extend. Exhale, perhaps you bend. Inhale, lengthen. Option for one last one here. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, release your right knee to the earth with control and heel toe your left foot underneath your left shoulder. Plant your feet as they're comfortable and isometric contraction here. Inhale, lift either your arms up over your left knee or plant them on the blocks underneath your shoulders. Now as you're here, inhale, traction the feet in. Exhale, pour your hips forward and down. Engage lower abdomen towards the back body here. Now maybe you stay. Option 2, inhale, sweep your hands behind your lower back, palms clasped towards one another. Roll your shoulders back. And on an inhale, open your heart towards the sky. And as you exhale, maybe you melt a little bit deeper. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands to frame your left foot. Tuck your right toes under. Inhale, right knee lifts off. As you exhale, pivot your right foot to become parallel with the short edge of your mat. Inhale, cartwheel your arms, coming into Mahavajrasana or Warrior 2 upon your left side. Now as you're here, feel your front hips and front ribs coming in towards one another as you elongate your tailbone down and press your feet into the earth. Feel them drawing in towards one another, lengthening your Sushumna Nadi or central energy line. And as you exhale, perhaps you bend a little bit deeper, stepping left knee over left ankle. And breathe here into your warrior strength as you take witness of what is moving through you. Perhaps you stay. Or inhale, flip your left palm towards the sky. Reach it towards the back of the room as right arm comes above or below right knee. Exhale, cartwheel left elbow onto left knee, right arm either up, or exhale, circle it towards the back of the room, down towards the earth, and inhale, sweep it towards the front of the room. An option to take that again. Inhale, sweep it back into reverse warrior. Exhale, option to draw your left knee toward and elbow towards one another, right arm up. Option 2, as you're here, exhale, soften your right hand behind your lower back, trying to reach for your inner left hip. On an in-breath, perhaps you elongate your left arm. And slowly with control, inhale, extend the arms, extend the left leg. This time as you exhale, pivot both feet towards the front of the room. Then inhale, pivot your heels in towards one another, hands to heart. As you exhale, bend your knees, lower your hips towards the earth, coming into your goddess squat. You're going to be pressing your inner knees away from you, trying to stack your knees over your ankles and just melting down here. Now, if this is deep enough, feel free to just melt into these depths within you. Or as you exhale, hinge at your hips and release your hands underneath your shoulders. As you exhale, perhaps you melt a little bit deeper. Try not to let your head fall below your hips here, but stay nice and lifted as you dive into your inner hips. Now on an in-breath, extend through your legs, pivot your heels towards the back of the room, and let the crown of your head come down. Your feet are parallel to the short edges of your mat On an in-breath, inhale, elongate, walking your hands underneath your shoulders. As you exhale, you're going to pivot your toes at a 45-degree angle. They're going to point towards the front and back corners of your mat. As you exhale, you are going to perhaps slide your legs in if need be, bend your left knee, and walk your hands over towards your left foot. Now maybe you sink your hips down towards the earth, coming into a low side squat. Maybe your right hand is placed underneath you for support. Perhaps your hands reach forward. Perhaps your hands are at your heart. And as you exhale, simply just ground down here, trying to melt your right hip towards the earth as you peel open your inner hips. Now on an in-breath, press into your hands, walk it through center. Exhale, bend your right knee, walk your hands towards your right foot. Maybe your left hand comes underneath your bottom for a little bit of extra support coming into your opposite side. Maybe it's a little bit different. I know this one is for me. But just breathe here. Completely inhaling. Fully exhaling. And on your in-breath, you're going to press into your feet. Walk your hands through center. Pivot your feet back towards the front of the room and melt your left knee to bend. Hands frame your left foot. You have the option to stay here. Or inhale, shoot your left foot towards the back of the room, three-legged plank. Exhale, lower it to the earth and pivot your heels towards the right-hand side. You're stacking your right shoulder over your right wrist. Left arm reaches up. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you stack your feet. Perhaps you inhale, draw your left knee to bend, coming into a little tree pose. Or inhale, suction your left knee in a little bit more and extend your left leg up. As you exhale, perhaps you bend your left knee, step your left toes behind you, isometrically contract your feet in. Inhale, press your hips up, peel your heart open and unfold your left arm behind you. Wild thing. On an in-breath, slowly engage your center, reach your left arm back up, right shoulder over right wrist, step it into your side plank, lower your left hand, and as you exhale, bend your knees, shift your hips back towards your heels, big toe mounds come together, release your forehead to the earth. Take a few moments, melting into your child's pose. Now on an in-breath, slowly begin to walk your hands on in towards your knees, lifting yourself on up. And as you exhale, shift your hips over to one side and draw your hips to the earth. Now, we're going to come in to what we call double pigeon pose. So, there's a few options here. You can take your left leg and draw it parallel to the front edge of the mat. And you can take your right foot and option one, stack your right foot to be in front of your left. Your toes are pulling back towards one another. Your ankles might be close. Perhaps you press your knees in towards one another and make your toes direct extensions of your knees. Option two, draw your right ankle to stack on top of your left knee. If that's too intense, feel free to either just melt here or soften it down to the earth. On an in-breath, you have the option to lengthen up. As you exhale, think about surrendering your heart towards the front of the room and letting yourself melt over your shins into your double pigeon pose. And just try to soften through your neck. If you need to come into those deep sighs that I mentioned, feel free to bring them inwards. And on an in-breath, slowly walk your hands release your right leg back to the earth. If you need to shake it out, please go ahead and take any movements you need. And we're going to move to the opposite side, drawing your right shin to become parallel with the short edge of your mat. You're either going to stack your left ankle in front of it. Once again, pulling your toes back towards one another, flexing the ankle to protect your knee. Or you can go ahead and take your left ankle and stack it on top of your right knee. If that's okay for you, if it's too intense, just soften your left foot down. Wherever you need to be. On an in-breath, elongate your arms up. As you exhale, perhaps you stay lifted or hinge at your hips, releasing yourself over your shins here. And if you need more depth, inhale, traction your hands in towards you, elongate your heart towards the front of the room. As you exhale, perhaps you shine it down a little bit deeper. And on an in-breath, slowly walk your hands on it. As you exhale with control, release your right leg on down. Now, you have the option to either extend your legs or bend them. And on an in-breath, extend your arms out in front of you. One last little activation of the core. Make sure you're towards the top of your mat. As you exhale, dome belly button towards spine. Slowly release it on down. Reach your hands down onto the earth. Fingertips reaching towards your toes. Bend your knees so that your feet are planted, hips distance apart. Excuse me. Walk your shoulder blades slightly underneath you and keep your gaze up towards the sky. Now, as your feet are firmly planted, inhale, press into your hands and feet. Lift your hips up towards the sky, coming into Ardha Bandhasana or bridge pose. Maybe your hands stay planted, maybe your hands lace underneath you, pressing your pinky sides of your hands into the earth and trying to keep your knees parallel towards one another. And on an in-breath, release your clasp if you took it there. Lift onto your tippy toes wherever you are. And exhale, slowly lower it on down. Now, squeezing your knees into your chest. Maybe you take a few moments to rock from side to side. Maybe you take some circles with your knees. Whatever it is you need here. And if you do take your circles, be sure to go in both directions. And you can stay in any movement that nourishes you, or option to exhale. Draw your knees towards your armpits and reach the pads of your feet towards the sky. Hands can either cup behind the thighs, around the shins, heels, or peace fingers around the big toes. And as you exhale, perhaps you think about melting your knees down towards the earth as you splay your inner hips open, grounding your lower back to your mat. On your next out breath, slowly melt your heels down towards your bottom. Draw your knees in towards one another and release your feet to the earth. Inhale, shift your hips 2 inches over towards the right-hand side of the mat and extend your left leg out, hugging your right knee in towards your chest, coming into Pavanmuktasana. On an out breath, take your right knee over towards the left-hand side of your body, reaching your right arm directly out from your right shoulder. Your gaze can be up towards the ceiling or over the right hand. And with every exhale, try to soften your right shoulder and right knee down onto the earth. And once again, completely filling and releasing your breath as you notice what may be moving through you, what words your mind is sharing your way. Just noticing the monkey mind in this moment. And on an in-breath, slowly engage your center, draw your right knee back towards the sky. Exhale, soften it down. Shift your hips 2 inches over towards the left-hand side of the room and extend your right leg. Inhale, hug your left knee in towards your chest. And on an out breath, slowly take your left knee over towards the right-hand side of your body and extend your left arm straight out from your left shoulder. As you exhale, perhaps you melt your left shoulder and left knee down a little bit deeper. Perhaps your gaze is upwards or over your left arm. And on an in-breath, engage through your center, draw your left knee back up. Exhale, soften it down, and if you need any other movements, feel free to take them. Or begin to melt yourself down into Savasana, your final resting pose. And if your lower back is a little extra tight, or is a little uncomfortable lying straight, you can always draw a block underneath each knee, perhaps a rolled up blanket or a bolster if you're lucky enough to have one at home. And then you can release onto your back body here. And as you tune in, perhaps your palms are open, wider than hips distance, towards the ceiling, towards the heavens. Perhaps one palm is on your abdomen and one is over your heart. Or perhaps both are over your womb, whatever your body is asking for at this time. Allow yourself to meet your needs. And as you melt onto your back body, let your eyelids soften. Let them become heavy. And I invite you to take a few cleansing breaths here once again with me. Remembering that we're inhaling through our nose and taking a nice deep sigh of an exhale out of our mouths. And imagine as though that if there's any other tightness or tension within your body, that it's literally easing it away as you pour it out with the breath. So if you feel so inclined to join me, inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh and release the jaw. And as you relax your back body onto the earth, invite your awareness to melt into the space of unity, of oneness, of the true essence of yoga. Letting the separateness of the self and of the separation and division between our beings slowly fade as you melt in to this beautiful conscious space of Shavasana. body, letting your left hand melt to the earth in front of you. And in your own time, begin to press yourself back up into your easy seat where we began our practice together today, or Sukhasana. Rolling the shoulders back to stack over the hips, elongate through the crown of your head. And allow your hands to meet, coming into Anjali Mudra, Namaskar Mudra, letting your thumbs drip into your heart center. And if you wish to join in with me upon a round or chant of Om, please do. Taking a nice cleansing inhale to exhale. Inhale, fill up for Om. Allowing your chin to just soften towards your chest. Taking this time to bow with honor and reverence for yourself. Thanking your being for showing up upon your mat. For stepping into the space of witness as you watch your lower SK self or your ego bubble up within your mind. And bowing to peacefulness within your heart, peacefulness within your words, and peacefulness within your thoughts. The light and the fire within me honors and recognizes that which is within you. And when we are in this space together, we are one. Namaste. Once again, thank you for joining me. Thank you for your time and your energy. And I hope to see you in another video soon. Much love.